How's it going, everyone? Happy Monday. Guess what, guys? Knicks did it. They won game four. Great way to respond, Joel Embiid's game three 50-point performance. Hey, everybody, this is Jason Guido. Jason, how you doing, man?
Mike, how you doing today? Great to be on.
Yes, for sure, for sure. It's a great day to be a Knicks fan.
Yes, it is.
Two words. Two words. Jalen Brunson.
Broke the Knicks record, most points for the Knicks ever in a playoff game. Incredible. He saved the game for them, no doubt.
Yep, it's been 40 years. Bernard King, 1984-46. Man, I'm so happy for that guy.
Yeah, well, after the first two games, he didn't. Games 1 and 2, he wasn't great, but in games 3 and 4, he's definitely come through.
He certainly did. He played heavy minutes. OG played heavy minutes and Josh Hart as well. OG added 16 points, 14 rebounds. Knicks defense stepped up big time.
Big time. Precious was fantastic in guarding, switching off on guarding Maxey and sometimes Embiid. The defense came up big in both games 3 and 4. Again, so in game 3, the Knicks were out rebounded, and in game 4, they changed that back to they out rebounded the Sixers, both offensive and on the defensive board, and that was a big difference in the game also.
And they held Philadelphia only with one field goal in the last 5 minutes of the game. That's huge.
That's incredible. I mean, again, great defense down the stretch. And I have to add in, what happened in game 3 with all of the, should Embiid have been thrown out of the game, a lot of physicality, a lot of rough stuff. I thought the Knicks were going to retaliate. And they came into the game 4 and they were very composed. They didn't try to do any, cheap shots or be rough with Embiid. They played their game. And it showed because, remember, in the first quarter, they were down. I think the Sixers were up by 10 points after one. I think then, and early in the second, they were up by 12 points, and that was the most points the Sixers were up. And the Knicks didn't go. It could have been a blowout, and they righted the ship, and then they played their system, and they got back in the game, and they outshot they outscored the Sixers in the second, third, and fourth quarter, obviously, to win the game.
Yes, that Knicks fan base was wild in Philly. They were so wild that Mr. Joel Embiid, he was crying, whining, complaining. I mean, listen, I like Joel Embiid.
So do I.
He's starting to get on my nerves. He's starting to get on my nerves. He really is. I can't stand athletes that cry and complain over everything. If he knows better, anybody that's from New York and anyone that's been to Philly, 2 hours away.
No, yeah, of course. Yeah, no. Again, I think part of that is the gamesmanship. Remember, he did it after game 2 to get the officials on his side, which they did. They went to the free throw line more than the Knicks in game 3. And in game 4, it was more. They went to the free throw. Like if you look at I'm looking at the free throws now. The Sixers went to the line 29 times. They made 25 shots, which is impressive. The Knicks went 26 times, which is about even. That's what you want. You want it to be somewhat fair. But the Knicks missed 10 free throws. They only made 16 free throws. So again, that's something we have to look to improve. But again, as long as the game is called even, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. And again, I think Embiid says a lot of that stuff to try to get, the calls for his team, especially on home court.
And speaking of free throws, Josh Hart, you got to make those free throws. If the Knicks would have lost that game, we would have looked back at that moment. The same difference when he missed 1 out of 2. Is like you had to make those free throws. They are crucial in games, especially in postseason.
Of course. So if you look back at the Knicks, so last season, in the regular season, they were not a good free throw shooting team. So in the playoffs last year, they beat the Cavaliers in the first round, right? And then they lost to the free throws were better because I was worried about that. I was like, you could lose the game at the free throw line. You missed a whole bunch of free throws, and then you lose the game by 1 point. And you're like, we missed 10 free throws. We could have been having the lead down the stretch. But so far this year they've been okay up until game 4 yesterday. So that's something to look in, for game 5. Because I think game 5 will be just like what we've seen in the first 4 games. There's no secrets. Both teams know what the other ones wants to run out of the set offense. So it'll probably come down to the end of the game, again, game 5. So it's anybody's game. The Knicks will be slight favorites, but I expect it'll come down to the end. I'm not going to say the Knicks are going to win. They should win, but again, the Sixers are good, so we'll see what happens. And I'm worried about Bogdanovic. I don't know. I haven't seen anything. I heard that after the game, it was only a contusion, a bruise, so I expect him to be back for game 5, but I haven't heard anything yet because we need some of his offense to rest other people, rest the other players.
Yes, Tom Thibodeau got to be very careful with him. We got to find out more of the status of his situation. But if you're the Knicks, you got to go for the kill. You got to go for the kill in game 5. You have to. You got to put them away.
Here's another quick point. The Sixers, they ran. Embiid played 44 minutes. That's too many minutes. If he's hurting like he is, I felt because at the end of the game, you could tell, in my opinion, down the stretch of the fourth quarter, you could tell he was tired. It showed, it shows he was physically tired. And then along with his injury, it makes it even worse. I know he's the one who said, "Oh, we're gonna win with a better team." Again, that's all gamesmanship. But I think that was a factor. I think Nick Nurse should have rested him more, and maybe they would have had more points, more production down the stretch of the fourth quarter. That's just my opinion, though.